Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Harrison. I've used social media to sell $1 million of my own stuff, gain 1 million followers, and I've helped clients sell millions more and gain millions more followers. And today I'm helping everyone who is struggling with their coaching or consulting or agency business and wondering, why don't I have any clients? Why does no one want to pay me money to be their coach? Well, watch this video and you'll learn exactly why nobody wants to hire you. And you'll also learn how to create an offer that will actually get people to pay you money. And then you can go forth and be the successful solopreneur, creator-led business owner that you've been dreaming of becoming ever since you bought Ship 30 for 30 last year and made your first X account, or whatever it is you did to get to this point. Okay, ready? Let's start. First, what is an offer? And in case you don't know, an offer is just what people get when they pay you. It's what their transformation is, how their life changes during and after working with you. And that's it. And it is the core of your business in the beginning. And if you want to be a coach or a consultant or an agency owner, and every offer has exactly 6 parts. And I'm going to show you the 6 parts right now. And I'm going to give you good and bad examples of each of them as we go, so you know exactly how to do it on your own. And you can see the 6 parts right here, and I'll read them just so we're all on the same page. First, when you're creating your offer, you need to identify the pain that you're solving. Every business is ultimately a pain-solving business. It's just the degree of the pain that determines how much people will pay. And we'll talk about more on that later. And next, part 2, you want to have some sort of measurable outcome. And more on this later too. But in short, if people can't measure the outcome that they get when they give you their hard-earned money, if they can't measure their transformation, then they can't value it, which means you, Mr. Business Owner or Miss Business Owner, won't be able to sell it. That simple. Number 3, the time that it takes, the time and the time commitment. This one is hopefully obvious, but I'll dig into it in a minute just in case it's not obvious. 4, the medium and the vehicle of delivery. This is literally, what does the prospect's life look like while they're working with you? How do you deliver this transformation? Number 5, one of my favorite pieces, the risk reversal, which is extremely important, maybe the most important piece of this, honestly, just because so many people overlook it. They try to act like internet tough guys and say, oh, no risk reversal, no guarantees, buyer beware. This is a digital service. You can't have your money. No. If you say any of that, you're leaving money on the table. That's my guarantee to you, that if you say stuff like that, you're leaving money on the table. And I'm going to show you how to use this critical piece of your offer in an effective way. And finally, the price. And what you'll see is that the price is just a function of how well you checked the above 5 boxes. Okay? And that's why this framework is so beautiful, because it points you in a direction of what you can ultimately command for your services. And then once you have your offer, you don't do anything else. You don't go build the stuff. You don't go do any of that crap until you've gone and validated it. Go try and sell it. Once you fill in these 6 things, that's all you need to do. Then you just go try and sell it. More on that in a later video. This video is already going to be a little too long. Sorry in advance. But that's what you do. Okay? So let's build our offer. Are you ready? I'm ready. First, the pain. First, the pain. Remember, we are in the pain-solving business. And really, almost all businesses are in the pain-solving business. Somebody has a problem, and they pay for a solution, even if they're just buying a Diet Coke. The problem is they're thirsty, but they don't like water, and they don't want to get fat, so they get a sugar-free drink to quench their thirst, or whatever. And when it comes to your coaching or consulting or agency offers, the more severe the pain that you relieve, the more that you can charge. Very simple, but a lot of people don't get this stuff. So I'm going to break it down for you. I think about pain in 3 ways, and I call these the 3 P's of pain. So you want to solve the 3 P pains, because if you do, you can charge more for that. So what are the 3 P's? First, precise, meaning that it's obvious what the pain is. It's acute. The prospect can easily define it. They know what this pain is. A great example is if they're 50 pounds overweight. That's clear and obvious what their problem is. They have a lot of fat that they need to lose. So that's precise. The next thing you want your pain that you're solving to be is persistent. In other words, this pain doesn't just flare up every month or a couple times a year. This pain is with them always. So if you have a hip injury that hurts every time you take a step, that's more persistent than a hip injury that flares up once every 2 months. And of course, you'd pay more to fix the first hip injury that's always with you than you would the second one that flares up occasionally. Finally, you want the pain that you solve to be pervasive, meaning that it impacts all areas of their life. It impacts their home life. It impacts their relationships. It impacts their finances. It impacts their work life, all of it. And the more areas of their life that this pain that you're solving impacts, the more that you can charge. Another way to think about choosing your pain and picking the right pain to solve is, do they wake up in the middle of the night thinking about this problem? Does it keep them up at night? Is it playing in their mind 24/7? If so, if it's a pain that they're thinking about all the time, then you have the basis for a good offer. If not, then you probably don't. Okay. So, first step in creating an offer for clients-based coaching, consulting, or agency business, pick a 3P pain, precise, pervasive, persistent, that you can solve. With me so far? I'm going to give you some examples. Here are some good and bad examples of pains. So, like a good pain, that's the 3P pain, is if they have significant weight to lose, or if their marriage is on the verge of collapsing, or they have a bedroom in their marriage, or their business, they need more money in their business fast, or they're addicted to something and it's really impacting all areas of their life, and they think about it all the time, or they're in a job that they hate and they think about it every time they walk in the office, and then they think about it when they come home because they're still in a bad mood and they're stressed out from this job that they can't stand. Or a younger guy might want a girlfriend. He's been looking for a girlfriend forever, and he thinks about that all the time. And he's like, "What am I going to do? I don't have a girlfriend. I'm 30. This is bad." Another good one is like if they have severe emotional problems and they're angry all the time, or they're enraged all the time, and it's impacting their life in significant ways. These are good 3P pains that can form the basis of a successful coaching business, consulting business, or agency business. Bad examples, and I see these, excuse me, I pulled these because I've seen people try to do these, and people will wonder why no one's buying their stuff, like we said at the beginning. Well, this is a big part of the reason why. So you're not solving a 3P pain. You're not doing something that you're not solving a pain that people think about and that they care about. So, like, lacking purpose. What? Like, you may think that that's a big pain, but the average person doesn't wake up in the middle of the night being like, if only I had more purpose, everything would be good in my life. That's not how they think about the pain. Lacking direction, same thing. Like, I don't think about how I don't have direction 24 hours a day. There might be something upstream of that I think about. Maybe I don't have direction because I'm in a job that I hate, but that's a good pain. But just pure lacking direction, nobody thinks about that. Courage. I've seen people try to sell courage coaching and they don't sell any of it, and this is why. Assertiveness. Life coaching. Life coaching is fake, by the way. I'll talk more about that later, but life coaching just isn't real. Mental barriers. These are not pains that people think about, or like if they have 5 to 10 pounds to lose. They're probably not thinking about that all day long. They're not waking up in the middle of the night thinking, "Oh, if I only lost that 5 pounds," unless they have like severe body dysmorphia or something. And negative mindset. I see people try to sell that one too. And it's just, these are not 3P pains. They are not the basis of a successful offer that you can sell for a lot of money, which is what we all want. These are, because they think about them all the time. So that's the first part of your offer. You have to pick something that's a real pain that people actually think about. None of this fuzzy stuff that isn't precise, persistent, and pervasive. If you think you're going to be just a life coach, you told you I'd tell you more about this. You're wrong. I hate to break it to you, but life coaches don't exist. They're like they're Bigfoot. They're like Bigfoot. They're totally made up mythical creatures. You may think they exist because you see them on Instagram, but it's a mirage. Show me a life coach making $200,000, $300,000 or more a year. If you find one at all, I promise what they're actually doing is they either have like a massive personal brand and people are really just buying access to them because they consider them famous and they think they're cool and they want to be around them, or they actually do solve one of these real problems when they get prospects on the phone or on a call, and they just market themselves as a life coach for whatever reason. But if you want a real business as a coach, as a real coach or a real consultant or a real agency, then you need to solve a real pain. That's it. All right. That's part one. What kind of pain do you solve? Part two, the result that you get needs to be measurable. Remember, we are in the transformation business. If it's not a transformation, it isn't valued by the prospect. And the way I like to think about this is, can the prospect know for sure, one way or the other, whether or not this worked? That's how you frame the question. So the more measurable your result, the more you can charge, the more valuable it is. The less measurable your result, the less quantifiable the outcome, the less you can charge. People cannot value things if they can't visualize them. This is part of being human. And if they can't measure something, then by definition, they can't visualize it. So they automatically assign the lowest value possible to your offer if they can't measure and visualize the results in their brain. An example I always give is like, imagine you're buying a car. Imagine you're buying you've got 2 cars to choose from, and car salesman 1 shows you this car and he's like, It's you can't look at it, you can't see it, you can't smell it. I can't tell you what make or model it is. I can't tell you how many miles it has. You can't know anything about this car. You can't even see it before you buy it. All I can do is promise you that it runs. How much would you pay for a car like that? Versus if you had a car salesman, car number 2, and he's like, hey, I got this car. It's a brand new Tesla. You can sit in it, you can smell it, you can drive it around, you can play with the iPad screen thingy on the front, you can take it home for a day, you can drive it for hours, whatever you need to do. The brand new Tesla, you're going to love it. So car number 1, you might pay, if you knew it ran, but you couldn't see anything, didn't know anything about it, you would assign a low value to that. You might pay a few $100, maybe. Car number 2, the Tesla that you can test out and drive and do whatever you want, people pay $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 for those all day long. And that's the difference of having something measurable and quantifiable as the result that you get. So here's some good examples and bad examples. And the good examples, again, are really obvious. Yet they know whether or not this worked. At the end of the engagement, they'll be able to say, yes, I did, or no, I didn't lose 30 pounds. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't get a new job. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't save my marriage. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't gain X dollars in revenue of my business, or save X dollars in my monthly expenses, or stop being addicted to the word I'm not going to say because it'll get me dinged by the algorithm. Or yes, I did, or no, I didn't get a girlfriend. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't start a business. These are measurable, quantifiable results. Versus bad results, and again, these are ones I see all the time, and guys wonder why they aren't having any success with their business because the outcome they're promising, the transformation that they're promising, isn't measurable. And if it can't be measured, it can't be valued. So they'll say, "I'm going to make you feel happier," or "I'm going to help you feel more clarity. I'm going to help you gain awareness," whatever that means. I don't know what that means. It's worth a few bucks, maybe, if I had to value it. I help you get stronger. Again, stronger how? In what way? In what quantifiable way am I stronger? How much more can I lift? How much more force can I exert through space to move objects around? I don't know, so I don't value this. I'm going to help you. Another one they say, I'm going to help you level up your mindset. No idea. No idea what that means. Can't value that. I don't know. Get leaner. Again, not quantifiable. No, there's no metrics attached to it. Be a better dad. A lot of guys, because we're in my background, I started Save Your Sons, and a lot of guys want to start some sort of fatherhood coaching offer. Well, if you're just going to help guys be a better dad, again, that probably doesn't rise to a 3P pain from the original piece, and it also isn't quantifiable. How do I know for sure whether or not this worked? How do I know for sure that I'm a better dad after I get done paying you all my money? I don't, so I'm not going to pay you a lot of money. Simple. Be a better husband. Same problem. Unblock your mind. That's another one that I see. I'm going to help you get past your mental barriers and unblock your mind. No, thanks. I'm not doing it. I don't know what that means. I can't value it. I can't measure it. Okay. So part number 2, you need to get some sort of quantifiable, measurable result for people as you solve a pain that is precise, persistent, and pervasive. Next, this one's simple. Time. How quickly will this transformation take place? Where they solve the pain that you did in part 1 and get the measurable result that you did in part 2, how much of their life does that take? And you need to think about this both in terms of time on the calendar. So is it 4 months, 8 months, whatever? And then you need to think about it in terms of time in the day. So is it 1 hour per day, 1 hour per week, 3 hours per day? And you need to have some idea of what you think is a reasonable and achievable time frame to get this done, and you go with that. You don't need to do a ton of calculations. You just need to be honest with yourself. I think it will take an hour to a day. I think it'll take 3-4 months, whatever you think is reasonable. And just know that the less time in the day and the less time on the calendar that it takes to fix the pain and get this measurable result, the more valuable that you're making your offer and the more you can charge. All right. Number 4 is the vehicle, the medium of delivery, as I sometimes call it. And this one is simple too, but basically you need to have some kind of idea of how their life will look while they're working with you. What does their life look like? And the rules of thumb here are the more convenient you can make this transformation, the more you can charge. And then also importantly, the more novel or unique you can make this vehicle, the more you can charge. So I give a fitness example here. Everybody knows, I think if you're watching this, you kind of know something about this industry, but fitness coaches give you diet plans, they give you accountability, they give you exercise plans, maybe they toss you in a group for additional accountability, maybe they check in with you every morning, whatever. That's kind of the standard vehicle for a fitness coaching offer. And at some point, it becomes so standard that it becomes commoditized, and you start competing then on price, which is not where you want to be, because if everyone's doing the same thing, it's commoditized, and then you're just like a race to the bottom. But if you turn around and had some novel way to achieve this same result, helping people lose 30 pounds and keep it off and develop habits and develop accountability systems so they don't gain the weight back, then you're by default more valuable. Assuming all the other elements of the offer are consistent and assuming your vehicle actually works, your novelty is by default more valuable. So a crazy example, but maybe you're a fitness coach and you got some kind of AI bot that sends push notifications to your clients' phones every morning with a daily challenge for your clients for accountability. And then it sends their daily food automatically, one at a time, one day at a time. This is kind of a novel vehicle that people will say, oh, I never heard of that. I never tried that. That's new. I've tried all the other things. I've heard of all these other things, but this is new and this is different. I'm more interested, and interest is a value driver. If people are interested because it's new or unique or different, they're by default going to assign more value to it in their minds, and so you can charge them more. So make it easy, make your vehicle effective, make it novel, and you can charge more if you do those things. Everybody good? Everybody with me? My precious dear viewers, I hope so. Okay, number 5. This is my favorite offer element, and it's one that people get wrong all the freaking time. It's the risk reversal and the terms. And like I just said, so many people get these wrong, but you need to make it the way to think about this is you want to make it as frictionless as possible for people to say, sure, let's try it. That's it. If it's easy for them to say yes, then you're going to get more yeses. Very simple calculus. And there are several ways to go about. All right, quick wardrobe change or hair change because the thing cut off. But we're going to talk about the 3 ways that you can reverse the risk when you're creating your offer and you're selling it to your prospects. The first way is proof. The more proof you have that you can fix the problem in part 1 and get the result in part 2, then the easier it will be for them to say yes. And important about proof is there is 0 upper limit on the amount of proof that you should collect. I want you to get pages and pages and pages of proof, of results from your clients and your customers. I want you to overwhelm prospects with proof that you can do what you say you can do. That's testimonials, screenshots, videos, texts, whatever. Every single win that you ever get for your clients from today until the end of your life, I want you to document it and I want you to plaster it everywhere. You may get your Zoom background, put it on wallpaper in your house. You need a disgusting and obscene amount of proof that you are world class at this. And if you do that, then you're going to watch the amount of yeses that you get absolutely pile up. The second way to reverse the risk, money back guarantees. Money back guarantees. And again, the whole point of this is to reduce the perceived risk on the part of the prospect. So one way to do that is to take the risk off of them and to put it on to you. That's why it's a risk reversal. You're reversing the risk. You're putting it on to you. So you can do that through generous guarantee terms. If you don't like it after 30 days, just ask, I'll refund you. That's the type of thing that you want to incorporate into your offer, especially at the beginning, especially if you're low on the proof side. So if you think you're too cool or you're too much of a big shot internet money guy to offer a guarantee, like you want to say, buyer beware, it's a digital product, yada, 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 yada. Have fun with that. You go do you. Everyone else who does have a money back guarantee is going to come take all your clients. All right. And number 3, finally, the third risk reversal item that you can incorporate into your offer is terms, specifically generous payment terms. So most coaching packages, if you follow the steps that I've laid out in this video, can be sold for several $1,000s. But if you offer generous terms like pay as you go, love it or leave it, no commitment to finish the thing if you stop, again, you're taking risk off of the prospect and you're putting it onto yourself. And then the amount that you can charge goes up. The amount of yeses that you'll get goes up. And if people leave before they've paid you the whole amount, that might be what you're thinking. Well, what if they don't pay me the whole thing? That's fine. Well, it's not fine. You want to find out why they left and you fix that part of your delivery, but it's not the end of the world. You just stop working for them and you're not spending any more time on them. So the bonus on this is that it actually creates a more consistent MER, monthly recurring revenue type of income for you, which gets rid of the feast or famine problem that most coaches or consultants or agencies face for their entire careers. It's something they're dealing with all the time because they're scared to offer generous terms and they demand thousands of dollars up front, which gets them a lot more no's, and people are just a lot less willing to pay today than they would have been 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago in the heyday of these types of industries. We're still in the heyday, but people just think about them differently today. All right. And that leads us to our last piece of the offer framework. The price. And the price is just a function of the strength of the prior 5 items in the offer framework. So if you slam dunk the first 5 things, you'll go back and you look at my handy little graphs, go rewatch the video, then you can charge more. But if you're stubborn and you're dedicated to the idea of being a mindset coach that removes mental barriers, and you require 20 hours a week from your prospects, and it takes them 3 years to get any kind of quote unquote result, and you don't offer guarantees, and you've never done this before, so you have no proof that you can actually do this in the first place, then you utterly fail at the first 5 pieces of the offer framework, and you can't charge any money. You'll sell nothing, and that's it. So that's the end of the video. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope it was valuable. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them all. Click down below in the description of this video to join our free community on School, where I get on a call every single week and answer whatever questions you have about your coaching, consulting, or agency business. Subscribe to the channel. Please do that. Please like the video. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.